Hey guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Matt. I'm Matt the Car Guy. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. As you can see, I have this huge monstrosity behind me, and it's not just a regular car or truck or van. It is a moving truck, because I gave you hints in some of my previous videos that I am moving. I'm moving with my family. And guess what? This video is going to be about three different things. This video is going to be number one, about three things why we are moving out of Illinois. Number two, where we're moving. And number three, I'm going to give you a quick review of this truck right here. So the first review is coming out right now. Guess where we're moving? Take a look at this. Florida. That's right. Alright, so now that you know that we're moving to Florida, I'm going to tell you three things why we are moving out of Illinois. Thing number one, it's the weather. Now, we're at the very end of November, and it is about 75 degrees here. It's about 30-some degrees over there. Alright, so I grew up in northern Poland, so if you take a look at the map, that's about the same geographical latitude as Duluth, Minnesota. So I'm not strange to the cold weather. However, the last few years I've been working in the field, and that started to take a toll on me. So we've decided to take a change and move to the southern state that is a little bit warmer. Number two, how to say it? This channel is not political, so I'm not going to get into the political implications of why I'm moving to Florida. However, my property taxes have been going up and up and up and up and up through the roof. Everything's been going up, and I haven't been getting anything else for it in Illinois. So that is number two reason. Number three reason is the kids. As you might know, if you watch my previous videos, I do have two small children, and I want them to enjoy the weather all year round. So that kind of ties into with the weather. But that is number three. So there you go. This is the three reasons why we are moving out of Illinois. Alright, so as always, if you've seen any of my reviews, we're going to start right in the front of the vehicle. So if you take a look, this huge chrome grille on this thing. Now take a look. This is International. That's the make of this vehicle. What kind of engine it is, all I know, it's a diesel engine made by Cummins, and I know that because there's a Cummins badge right on the side here. Now I don't know about the size of the engine. All I can tell you that is not big enough, or that they put some limiters that definitely impedes the ability to drive this truck like it should be. I'm going to tell you a little bit once we get inside, but engine is either not powerful enough, or it has been dimmed down to the bare minimum so it can pull it. Now, however, this is their 26-foot truck, and I want to tell you something. This thing is filled up to the rim. I mean, it's filled up all the way from the very beginning to the very end. And maybe I'm gonna open it up for you later on. I'm not gonna show you how it is, but trust me when I tell you, you can't stick your thumb in here. That's how loaded it is, and it's loaded all the way up to the top. Now, I don't think we exceeded the 10,000 pounds maximum capacity, so that's why I'm saying that the engine might not be strong enough. Take a look at a couple more things about this truck, and this is going to be a very short review, but it is sitting. It's got dualies in the back. It's got those big 22-inch truck tires and 22-inch rims. It does have this big gas tank right there. It is a diesel engine. Actually, gas mileage is not that bad, because it's about 13 miles per gallon, and it holds about 50 gallons in there. So on the other side, you do have the DEF. What do you have here? Well, you can plug it in if you want. I guess it's to warm it up, maybe. So look at this. Because it is a truck, and it is a cargo truck, look at the PSI on those tires. Now, mind it that most of the car PSIs are about 30, 32. This one is 105. So let's take a tour of the inside, because this is pretty interesting. Now I want to point out a few things. The first thing, it's fully automatic. I mean, if you crank it down, it goes down. If you crank it up, it goes up. So for those of you that don't know, there is such a thing as non-power windows. Okay, and air conditioning support. This is this little triangle window right here, and this is your door of the vehicle. Now to get in here, you have to, oh yeah, and he's showing you the interior of it. So to maximize the capacity of the truck, stuff that didn't fit in the back is actually inside of it now. But I want to show you a couple things. I want to show you first the seat, and then we'll go inside. So it's got the pneumatic seat, and I don't know if I like it or I don't like it, but it's definitely been helpful. It's going up and down. It's got some controls over here, and I can make it softer, or I can raise it up if I wanted to, and then it bounces as the vehicle hits the bumps on the road. Now this one is the lumbar support, so again it's pneumatic, so I can adjust that as well. And let me show you the dashboard of it, and this is gonna be it. We're gonna take it for a test drive. Now I've test driven it already almost 1,000 miles, because we just crossed Florida state line, and I'm gonna show you a couple things about this truck. Alright, so let's take a look at the instrument cluster, and you have a lot of good information in here. I mean, it's kind of archaic, but it does the trick. So I mean, you have your speedometer right here, you have your tachometer here, here's your battery voltage, fuel, and this is for your air brakes. So this is your pressure for the air brakes, and that's about 120 psi. On the other side, you have the transmission temperature, you have the oil temperature, you have the water temperature, as well as you have the level of your DEF fluid in here. This is, you have the archaic radio that doesn't work, by the way, and then you have the gear shifter, as well as you have your air brake. So if we push it, hear that hiss, it actually releases the brake. If we pull it, it pumps it up, and it actually holds the car or the truck steady. And now you have your controls for the air conditioning and radio. So there you go, this is the interior of it. All right guys, so I'm about to take it for another long, that wasn't me, I'm sorry, I promise. Oh, still not me. That seat is kind of weird, to be honest with you. So, but where I was going with this is we're gonna take it for a ride, because I still have to get to my final destination. But I want you to hear it, how it sounds, and how it rides. So I hope you're gonna be able to hear over that engine, and we're actually gonna go back on the expressway. We're gonna go, and it'll be about another 2 hours. I'm not gonna hold you here for 2 hours, but let go of that parking brake, release it, and we're gonna go. So first of all, what I'm gonna say is it's Spartan. I mean, there's nothing comfortable about this truck. I mean, obviously it's a moving truck and it does its purpose, but you know, it's a tough one. So I'm going to give you next, I'm going to give you a few tips when you're moving cross country and when you want to do it yourself. What I would do may be different of what we did that was right, and we'll go from there. So first of all, you know, why I said that the engine was not powerful enough when we were taking a look at the exterior of this truck is because it limits this vehicle to 75 miles per hour, which you might say, okay, well, it's fine, and I agree with that. However, going through hills going through even the slightest hill, this truck will slow down to about 50, maybe 55 miles per hour, and it will not go any faster. So, I mean, now you're becoming that guy that everybody hates. Now, you know, most of the race drivers on the highways are driving Toyota Corollas and Chevy Cruzes and Dodge Neons if they're still in existence, and those are the ones that will pass you and they will flip you a couple times and they'll hate you forever. So I mean, those people I don't care about. People, you know, that I'm concerned about too is if you're up the hill and there's a 1-lane or 2-lane road and you're blocking miles of traffic because you can't go any faster than 50 or sometimes 45 miles an hour in the 70 miles per hour zone, that's an issue. The big issue with that is also passing. So if you have an RV, let's say, that's doing 65 miles an hour and the limit is 70, so you're gonna go a little bit faster and you figure, okay, we're gonna go 70, maybe 5 miles, 73, 75 miles per hour, and you catch up to that RV and there's a slight hill and you're done. You're basically are gonna be on the few mile chase of that RV, blocking traffic for everybody else. Now these are the adjustments that I guess you need to take when you're renting a truck like this and when you're moving cross country, but I wasn't expecting that, so I mean that might be a good idea to check it out. Well, second thing, check out if your radio works and if it, you know, if you have a Bluetooth and you want to listen to it, check it out if it works. This radio, I mean, it works intermittently at best and the Bluetooth does not connect, so that's just this particular truck. Well, that's one of the things that I would like to listen to, something other than myself talking to myself when I am on a long trip. And the third thing, if you're in this car, be prepared to sit upright. The seat does not recline. I mean, it's straight up. It does have this pneumatic cushion, which is fine in some cases. In some cases it's just straight up annoying, but you know, it's pretty good. You can also, what I tried to do when going up hills, I tried to reduce gears, and you can reduce it to 4, 2, and 1. If you're going really slow, you can reduce it to 2 and maybe get a little bit faster. 4 is what I've been normally playing with, and that's about it. I'm sure we're violating some kind of law here with putting stuff in here, but it's a 3-person bench seat, and I don't think it would be any different if there's 3 people sitting in here. So I'm actually not endangering anybody anymore. So you can probably see my eyes, I'm a little bit tired from driving all day. It took us about 14 hours yesterday, and been driving for about 5-6 hours today, and we're probably about 2-3 hours away from destination, so it's a long 2 days. So that puts me to the third and final part of this video, and that's basically some moving tips. The first tip is move it as early, or plan it as early as you can. I mean, if you can plan it 6 months in advance, great. It will definitely save you a ton of money and a lot of time in preparation if you plan it right. Now, that move would have happened probably in March or April if it wasn't for the pandemic, but it got postponed until now, and we're in November, end of November. Tomorrow is the last day, and we're moving to Florida. So, and the reason I say plan it as early as you can is because you get so much better deals, whether you want to move yourself or whether you want the company move it. In honesty, I think for what I paid for this truck, and we're not going to go into details of it, for what I paid for renting this truck, if I planned it about at least 4 months in advance, I could have very much had the company, you know, pick up my stuff and take it to Florida. So the earlier you plan it, the better the rate, and they will give you flexibility. Even if you don't know the address where you're moving yet, but you just reserve the spot on their schedule, and you're going to be a lot better off doing that than doing last minute. If I were to do it again, you know, and I had the ability to plan that much ahead, I probably would not be driving this truck. Number two, know what you're taking and what you're not taking. Now, I've been working in Florida for the last few months and I've been flying home on the weekends, so I had limited time to pack. I had limited time to figure everything out as far as what we're taking, what we're not taking. You know, my wife did a fantastic job packing and preparing, and if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't be doing this move at all. So we got rid of a bunch of stuff. We got rid of tons of items that we don't use very often, some furniture pieces, toys, and we still packed this truck all the way up to the back gate. So this truck is a 26-footer. We packed up our 3-bedroom home in it, barely. So know what you're moving. If you have a home and it's bigger than that, don't even attempt to do it yourself. You're gonna have to do multiple trips, or you're gonna have to pull a big trailer, and you might not be able to fit it in anyways. 3, plan the timing of the move. Again, you know, plan it for spread it over a couple days. If you're moving cross country, don't try to be a hero and do it in one shot. Especially, you know, I've done it that trip in one shot several times when I was younger in a regular passenger car, and that was not fun. One thing about timing of the move, make sure you don't move on the busy weekends. Now, of course, I didn't really have a choice because of the timing when we were selling our home versus, and this is what happens when you go uphill. Literally dropping to below 55 miles per hour. But what I was going at is look at the amount of cars on the road right now. We are after Thanksgiving, one of the busiest travel weekend, and this is Sunday, okay? It's not a rush traffic hour or anything like this. So if you can, plan it alongside the regular weekend when there's not much traffic on the road. I mean, it's been like this for the last 1,000 miles, and I'm not expecting it to let go. So this is it. This truck, it probably wouldn't have happened. Driving 20 hours like this and not being able to stretch your legs and arms and rest up for a little bit, not possible. So plan it, know when you're moving. Take even a day extra if you can. That's going to be helpful. Now, normally I would have towed my vehicle, but I have 2 dogs, and the dogs are actually in the vehicle behind me. No, I'm not towing it. My friends were very nice, and they are driving with me. They helped me load, take the dogs in the car, and then you know, they're gonna help me unload. And my wife is flying with the kids tomorrow, so we're on a tight schedule anyways. So make sure you plan it, know the hotels along the way, especially if you're bringing animals. Know their animal policy. Some of them will advertise as animal friendly or pet friendly, and all of a sudden you get hit with this huge fee in order for the animals to stay in the hotel for a few hours. Trust me, this is my first-hand experience, so it is what it is. We're done with this. I'm not dwelling on it, but just so you know, call the hotel ahead of time, find out what their policy is, especially if you're traveling with animals. That's about it. I mean, that's all I have. Plan early, know what you're taking, know the size of the truck, and hopefully you're in the position where you can just call up a moving company and say, hey, this is my address, this is the new address that I'm going to, and they're going to come in, pick up your stuff. You know, they're going to drive it, unload it, unpack it, and you're basically going to just fly when everything is done. I hope that you're in that situation. I hope I will be in that situation next time I'm moving, because it is certainly not fun. Anyways, guys, I know this video was kind of odd as far as my normal videos, but please know that more car reviews are coming. I'm not giving up on that. As a matter of fact, I am looking for more contacts in Florida area. So if you are from Florida, or if you know anybody that is working at a dealerships, and I would love to film some of their cars and share that with you. So this is it. I'm checking out, guys. I will see you in my next video. Cheers.